Zsa Zsa Gabor's only child lived a tragic life. Her body went unclaimed for days after death. Zsa Zsa Gabor's only child, Francesca Gabor Hilton, was an heiress, but she lived a tragic life. Here is everything you need to know about the unfortunate tale. Zsa Zsa Gabor lived a long life as a well-known socialite, marrying 9 different men in her lifetime. Born in Budapest, Hungary, in 1917, she lived a life of parties and luxury with her siblings, Magda and Eva Gabor. She studied at a Swiss boarding school before leaving Hungary for Los Angeles, joining her sister Eva in Hollywood. She made her debut on the 1952 film Lovely to Look At before starring in We're Not Married and Moulin Rouge. Her many marriages, a hopeless romantic, she wed 9 times, even writing a book on serial romance. After 5 marriages, she wrote, How to Catch a Man, How to Keep a Man, and How to Get Rid of a Man. Aside from her 9 marriages, she also broke off many engagements and had a marriage declared invalid due to a pending divorce. Marrying Conrad and Hilton, on April 11, 1942, Gabor married Conrad and Hilton in New Mexico. At the time, he was 55, and she was in her 20s. They shared a daughter, Francesca, who ended up being her only daughter throughout all her marriages. By September 17, 1946, she was granted a divorce from Hilton. 3 years after that, she announced her plans to marry British actor George Sanders, and they tied the knot the day after the announcement. Her tragic marriage. In her autobiography, Gabor disclosed that Francesca was conceived after her husband sexually abused her. After the incident, the couple divorced before Francesca was even born. Francesca would spend occasional lunches with her father despite everything that happened, even joining him for Christmas. However, she admitted that they were never really close. Francesca and Conrad. When Hilton died in 1979, he only left $100,000 to his daughter. A chunk of his estate, which was worth approximately $200 million at the time, was given to charity. At the time, Francesca tried to sue to challenge the will, but one of her half-brothers, Baron Hilton, challenged the estate. In the end, he walked away with voting interest and income rights over the majority of the Hilton Hotel corporate stock. Her relation to Paris Hilton. While Conrad was responsible for starting one of the world's top hotel chains, Baron grew their empire. Their company is now worth billions, and just like his father, he announced he'd donate a majority of his holdings to charity when he dies. Francesca's downward spiral. Before inheriting the amount from her father, Francesca had already stopped living off of her parents' wealth. She worked various jobs, from acting in stand-up comedy to working for her father's foundation. After her parents split, Francesca saw her mom get married 6 more times, the last being Frederick Prince von Anhalt in 1986. The couple's age difference was at least 25 years. Her mom's final marriage, although people believe that the marriage was for convenience rather than love, it was the longest of Gabor's 9 marriages. They were married for 29 years, and it outlasted all of her previous marriages combined. At that time, Gabor was in a 2002 car accident that left her wheelchair-bound. It was followed by multiple strokes, surgeries, and other health problems. Zsa Zsa's health problems. During her last few years, Gabor had to have her leg amputated due to an infection, and she also lost her ability to speak following her strokes. Throughout that time, von Anhalt remained her husband and was her primary caregiver. This all happened despite his bizarre claims, such as having an affair with Anna Nicole Smith and even claiming to make Gabor become a 94-year-old mother through a surrogate and egg donor. Francesca's fight for her mother. Realizing the things von Anhalt had done, Francesca filed legal challenges to become the primary decision-maker for her mom. She sought a court-appointed conservatorship, claiming her stepfather had mismanaged Gabor's funds and even ruined her medical care. In the end, Francesca and von Anhalt settled their issues outside of court. Francesca was given monthly reports about her mother and was given weekly 1-hour visits to her mother. A lawsuit for money. In 2005, von Anhalt filed a lawsuit against Francesca for fraud and forgery. This was because she allegedly had written permission from her mother to refinance her Bel Air mansion. Francesca insists she did this with her mother's approval and permission to refinance the home to save it from foreclosure. The lawsuit was dropped after Gabor did not appear in court or sign an affidavit saying she wanted to take part in the lawsuit. Francesca's death. On January 6, 2015, Francesca died at the age of 67. Before her death, she was out of money, alternating between living in her car and a low-end apartment building. When she passed away, nobody came to claim her body. This was because, at the time, Gabor was her only family member, aside from the Hiltons. In the end, Van Aanholt planned to arrange her funeral. She also asked them to investigate her death, claiming she left troubling voicemail messages to him, hinting at suicide. However, after realizing the animosity between Francesca and her stepfather, authorities did not allow him to claim her body. Instead, one of her nephews, Stephen, claimed the body, and her friends laid her to rest accordingly.